Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today it is lecture number 15 and we will discuss about branches and uses of chemistry. The outlines of the lectures are that first of all we will discuss the introduction about the main topic and then definition of chemistry and then uses of chemistry and branches of chemistry and its explanation also. Now, what is a definition of chemistry? Chemistry is the study of substances, especially their structure, properties, transformations, and energy changes accompanying these transformations, or the branches of science that deals with the identification of substances of which matter is composed, the investigation of their properties, and the ways in which they interact, combine, and change, and the use of these processes to form new substances. We can also explain chemistry. This is the science that deals with the properties, composition, and structure of substances, like defined as elements and compounds. The transformations they undergo and the energy that is released or absorbed during these processes. So, chemistry can also be defined as that this is the study of matter and its interactions with other matters and energy. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Matter can be described in terms of physical properties and chemical properties. So, physical and chemical properties of matters can change. In simple word, we can say that chemistry is the study of matter, its properties, how and why substances combine or separate to form other substances, and how substances interact with energy. So, chemistry is one of the physical sciences that helps us to describe and explain our world. So, before going toward the uses of chemistry, if we define chemistry in a best way, so we can define that chemistry, this is the science that deals with the properties, composition, and structure of substances. And what was the old name of chemistry? The word chemistry that is derived from the word alchemy, which is found in various forms of European languages. Alchemy derives from the Arabic word kimia, alchemia. The Arabic term is derived from the Coptic, and that is chemia. So, why is it called chemistry? The word chemistry that comes from the Arabic word, as we have discussed, alchemia, it means that the art of transformation. Chemistry began as study of alchemy. Most alchemists were searching for the philosopher's stone, a fabled substance that could turn common metals into gold. And there are some uses of chemistry. Like everything is made of chemicals, and many of the changes we observe in the world around, we see that caused by chemical reactions. Chemistry is very important because it helps us to know the composition, the structure, and changes of matter. All the matters are made up of chemistry. In our everyday life, various chemicals are being used in various forms. Some of those are being used as food and some of those used changing. Chemistry is the scientific discipline involved with the element and compound composed of atoms, molecules, and ions, or their compositions, structure, properties, behavior, and the changes they undergo during a reaction with other substances. So, as concerned with its use, so we can also say that chemistry occupies an intermediate positions between physics and biology. It is sometimes called a central science because it provides a foundation for understanding both basic and applied scientific disciplines at a fundamental level. For example, chemistry explains aspects of plant chemistry, means botany, and the formation of igneous rocks, geology, and how atmospheric ozone is formed, and how environmental pollutants are degraded, means ecology, and the properties of the soil on the moon, means cosmochemistry, and how medication works, means pharmacology, and how to collect DNA evidence at the crime scene, means forensic. So, chemistry addresses all the topics such as how atoms and molecules interact via chemical bonds to form new chemical compounds. So, there are two types of chemical bonds. The first one is primary chemical bonds, means covalent bonds, in which atoms share one or more electrons, and ionic bonds, in which an atom donates one or more electrons to another atom to produce ions, means cations and anions. Metallic bonds and the secondary chemical bonds, for example, hydrogen bonds, van der Waals forces bonds, ion interactions, ion dipole interactions, etc. So, chemistry plays an important and useful role toward the development and growth of the number of industries. So, this include industries like glass, cement, paper, textile, leather, dye, etc. So, we also see a huge application of chemistry in industries like paints, pigments, petroleum, sugar, plastic, pharmaceuticals, and so on. So, if I ask that what comes to your mind the instant you hear the word chemistry, I am pretty sure you are going to envision yourself standing in the chemistry lab and holding different laboratory instruments. Is it not? Okay. But if you look closely at the world around you, infinite chemical reactions are occurring at any second. Thus, it can rightly be said that chemistry forms a large part of your daily life. Chemistry and chemical reactions are not just limited to the laboratories but also the world around you. The elements, carbon forms, and basic units of organic, inorganic, and organometallic compounds. So, right at the moment when you go to sleep till you wake up, infinite chemical processes are taking place in each cell of your body. And even processes occur when you wake up. All your daily activities like drinking water, taking a shower, cooking your food, cleaning your cars, laughing or crying are guided by different chemical processes. So, all these due to your chemistry. There are some other use like there is a lot of use in industries and transport, and in food security and agriculture, and science and technology, and cooking also, and cleaning, and medicines, environmental issues, and polymers, then building materials. So, these are all the uses of chemistries. Now, we will discuss that what are the branches of chemistry. So, there are main 5 branches of chemistry. The first one is organic chemistry, the second one is inorganic chemistry, and the third one is analytical chemistry, and the fourth one is physical chemistry, and the other one is biochemistry. So we will discuss one by one. Now we will discuss that what is meant by organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is the study of compounds that contains the element carbon and hydrogen. In other words, we can say that this is the study of the structure, properties, compositions, reactions, and preparations of carbon containing compounds, which includes not only hydrocarbons but also compounds with any number of other elements including hydrogen, and most compounds contains at least one carbon hydrogen bond and nitrogen oxygen. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry that studies the structure, properties and reaction of organic compounds which contains carbon in covalent bonding. So study of structure determines their chemical compositions and formula. And study of properties include physical and chemical properties and evaluation of chemical reactivity to understand their behavior. Organic chemistry involves the study of structure, properties, and preparation of chemical compounds that consist primarily of carbon and hydrogen. So, examples are petroleum, almost all medicines, and food, etc. In organic chemistries, we can observe here that known as carbon chemistry, and this is also called as food chemistry and fossil fuels, etc. These are all organic chemistry. Inorganic chemistry overlaps with many areas, including medicinal chemistry, the design, development, and synthesis of medicinal drugs. It overlaps with pharmacology, means the study of drug actions. Organometallic chemistry means the study of chemical compounds containing bonds between carbon and a metal. And polymer chemistry means the study of chemistry of in organic chemistries. We can also say that physical organic chemistry, this is also organic type. This is the study of interrelationship between structure and reactivity in organic molecules. And stereochemistry, this is study of spatial arrangements of atoms in molecules and their effects on the chemical and physical properties of substances. Then there is inorganic chemistry. The study of compounds that are made up of only one or no carbon elements. It covers all chemicals compound except organic compounds. Inorganic chemistry study things such as crystal structures, mineral, metals, catalysts, and most elements in the periodic table. Inorganic chemistry deals with the synthesis and behavior of inorganic and organometallic compounds, and this field covers all chemical compounds except the myriad of organic compounds, means carbon-based compounds usually containing CH bond, which are the subjects of organic chemistry, and the distinctions between the two disciplines is far from absolute, as there is much overlap in the subdisciplines of organometallic chemistry. So it has application in every aspects of chemical industry, and including catalyst, material science, pigments, surfactants, coatings, medications, fuels, and agriculture. Inorganic chemistry involves all elements like metallic, material chemistry, and chemical reactions also. In inorganic chemistry, there are some branches of inorganic chemistry, includes bioorganic chemistry, means the study of interactions of metal ions with living tissues, mainly through their direct effects on enzyme activity. And geochemistry, this is the study of chemical compositions and changes in rock materials and atmosphere of earth or a celestial body. In inorganic chemistry, there is also a nuclear chemistry. This is the study of radioactive substance. And organometallic chemistry, this is the study of chemicals and compounds containing bonds between carbon and metals. Solid state chemistry, this is study of synthesis, structure and properties of solid materials. Then the other comes analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry studies and uses instruments and methods used to separate, identify and quantify matters. In practice, separation, identification or quantification may constitute the entire analysis or be combined with another method. Separation isolates, analytes, qualitative analysis identifies, analytes, while quantitative analysis determines the numerical amount of concentration. Analytical chemistry consists of classical, wet chemical methods and modern instrumental methods. Classical quantitative methods use separations such as precipitation, extraction, and distillation. So, identification may be based on the differences in color, order, melting point, boiling point, radioactivity, or reactivity. So, classical quantitative analysis uses mass and volume changes to quantify bound. So, instrumental methods may be used to separate samples using chromatography and electrophoresis or file eddy flow fractionations. This is also the study of separation, identification, and quantification of the chemical compounds of natural and artificial materials. It has qualitative analysis, which is more on the physical properties and identity, and quantitative analysis and measurement and amount of certain substance. Analytical chemistry involves the qualitative and quantitative determinations of the chemical compounds of substances. In analytical chemistries, it involves identifications, evaluations, and comparisons, and uses instruments to find answers and basis for chemical research. In analytical chemistry, there are some examples of the area using analytical chemistry that includes forensic chemistry, means the application of chemical principles, techniques, and methods to the investigation of crime. Environmental chemistry, this is the study of chemical and biochemical phenomena that occurs in the environment. It relies heavily on analytical chemistry and includes atmospheric, aquatic, and soil chemistry. Bioanalytical chemistry, this is the examination of biological materials such as blood, urine, hair, saliva, and sweat to detect the presence of specific drugs. Then comes physical chemistry. Physical chemistry, this is the study of macroscopic and particulate phenomena in chemical systems in terms of the principles, practices, and concepts of physics such as motion, energy, force, time, thermodynamics, quantum chemistry, statistical mechanics, analytical dynamics, and chemical equilibrium. Chemistry, this is that relies on a lot of physics and maths to study the changes in energy that happens to matter, and the study of shape of non-living matters and how that affects matter at the visible scale. And physical chemists typically study the rate of chemical reactions and the interactions of molecules and radiations and the calculation of structures and properties. The physical chemistry, this is the study of macroscopic and the particulate phenomena in chemistry systems in terms of principle, practices, and concept of physics such as motion, energy, force, time, thermodynamics, quantum chemistry, statistical mechanics, analytical dynamics, and chemical equilibrium. In physical chemistry, it involves matter and energy, and involves heating, freezing of material, and exothermic, endothermic, and nuclear chemistry also. In physical chemistry, there are some sub branches of physical chemistry, and it includes photochemistry. This is the study of chemical changes caused by light. And then surface chemistry, this is the study of chemical reactions at surface of substances. It includes topics like adsorptions, heterogeneous catalysis, formation of colloids, corrosions, electrodes, processes, and chromatography. Chemical kinetics, this is the study of rates of chemical reactions, and this is the factors affecting those rates and the mechanism by which the reactions proceed. In physical chemistry, there is also quantum chemistry, means the mathematical description of the motion and interaction of the subatomic particles. It incorporates quantization of energy, wave particle duality, and the uncertainty principle and their relationship to chemical processes. And spectroscopy, the use of absorptions, emissions, or scattering of electromagnetic radiations by matter to study the matter or the chemical processes. Then comes biochemistry. Biochemistry or biological chemistry is the study of chemical processes within and relating to living organisms. Are subdisciplines of both biology and chemistry. Biochemistry may be divided into three fields: structural biology, enzymology, and metabolism. So, over the last decade of the 20th century, explaining living processes through these three disciplines, almost the area of the life sciences are being uncovered and developed through the biochemical methodology and research. Biochemistry is the study of chemistry in biological processes of all living organisms. So, there is an evident overlapping of different branches of chemistry, but they are all observed in the system of living things. So, biochemical research includes cancers and stem cell biology, infectious disease, and cell membrane and structural biology. In biochemistry, it involves the living chemistry, environmental like proteins, amino acids, DNA, food, and medical research. It spans molecular biology, genetics, biochemical pharmacology, clinical biochemistry, and agricultural biochemistry. Sub branches of biochemistry, there are molecular biology. This is the study of interactions between the various system of cells, such as different types of DNA, RNA, and protein biosynthesis. Genetics, it involves the study of genes, heredity, and variations in living organisms. And pharmacology, this is the study of mechanism of drug actions and influence of drugs on an organisms. In biochemistry, other branch is toxicology, a sub branch of pharmacology that studies the effect of poisons on living organisms. Clinical biochemistry, this is the study of changes that diseases causes in the chemical compositions and biochemical processes of the body. And agricultural biochemistry, this is the study of chemistry that occurs in plants, animals, and microorganisms. There are some branches like nuclear chemistry. This is the study of radioactive elements, nuclear processes, and nuclear properties. Radioactive decay, these includes this is the process by which an unstable atomic nucleus loses energy by emitting ionizing particles or radiations. More branches are materials chemistry. This is the preparation, characterization, and understanding of the substances, the useful function, and this is the more of applications of chemistry in different sciences, engineering, and industry. So, this is all about this being with me. Take care. Allah Hafiz.